we're going to perform an exercise here.
Nice.
Exactly. Okay, so you see that, but now just close your eyes and imagine yourself relaxing on that beautiful beach. That warm sun shining on your face. Listen to those sounds, the sounds of the waves washing over you. Now open your eyes. I bet you didn't imagine leaving that beach with this red rash, did you?
What a downer you are.
I know, right?
You were just in the zone.
That is.
And I gotta tell you, that is a picture of a buttocks. And this is exactly what happened to a couple on their Caribbean vacation. The diagnosis? Hookworm larvae were burrowed into their skin. Ouch.
And where do the hookworms come from? I guess contaminated animal feces that somehow got on the beach, wild animals or horses or...
It could get in the sand, it can get in the soil. And a lot of times what happens in the feet, you're walking around barefoot. In this case, you know, I don't personally sit with my bare buttocks hanging out on the sand.
And you shouldn't, but I walk on the sand.
Yeah, but sometimes...
You gotta be aware of it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you do. Let's say that you know you're gonna jump in and rinse off, so you'll say, okay, I'm not gonna sit on my towel right now, I'm gonna sit on the sand, warm sand, beautiful sand like this.
You don't expect to go
My
home
whole
with that.
issue with, theoretically, any skin that comes into contact with soil or sand where these larvae are hanging out, you could become infected. Having said that, Drew, one of the things I've never understood, and I'm going off topic just a little bit here, is sand in certain areas is not comfortable. And I don't care how much you try to, like, you sit down and then you try to rinse it off, it's still, you still find little pebbles of sand like 3 weeks later. Am I right? You're like, wait, is that
well enough?
You're at the beach.
I mean,
you're at the beach, and 3 weeks later you're back home. You still have sand there.
I mean, sitting and lying in sand without a towel sometimes feels really good.
I don't do that.
I use a towel, buddy.
Soft white sand.
Okay.
It feels nice.
Yeah.
But what does happen? These larvae, they will burrow really through a hair follicle, or there's a break in your skin, and then they get that nice, wonderful environment where they thrive.
They just hang out.
They're basically eating you, and then you see pictures. They'll grow. They love it. They hang out. Luckily, it's usually self-limiting. The good news is it's easily treated if you see your doctor. But you're like me, right? You have some sort of barrier between you.
Yeah,
most of the time, occasionally.
Have you ever had this?
No.
It's pretty, I mean, luckily this is.
Is that
Yeah, I caught it down there. No. See, that's the way I like to roll at the beach.
you? Is that really you?
That's me and my wife.
You've never seen that picture?
I have not seen that. And I can never unsee
Don't you
it.
recognize my buns?
I didn't.
You know, this beach, nude beach,
Yeah, that's what I was
there were
trying to figure
people
out.
with goats and stuff, so, I mean, it could have happened there. This could have been, and dogs, it could have been a contaminated beach.
Because hookworms can
Listen,
hang out.
the last thing I was thinking about in that picture was hookworms.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get any.
Well, thank you, me too.
Glad you didn't get any. But hookworms can hang out in the feces of dogs and cats,
Yes.
right? So can pet owners kind of help out with this to help people prevent it? Like,
Well, I mean, obviously, pets regularly seeing their vets, and pets sometimes need to be dewormed. But you know, the fact of the matter is, this is like anything out there. There's always the potential. This leads to the topic of anytime you go on vacation and you're going to a new area, you're likely to encounter new insects, new parasites. You know, think about this. There are a lot of parasites that we don't encounter day to day that you go to another country and the parasites may thrive there. And that's why with infectious diseases, there's a whole host of things to worry about when you travel to other countries. Have you guys ever encountered anything crazy? Like if you come home with a crazy rash or...
I haven't.
A bite. My wife, and she got bit in Europe, actually, in Italy, and reacted to these bites, more probably spider or something like that. But what's funny is that it took months for those to go away, and then when she got additional bites back here, she reacted more in a more aggressive way. So she triggered something in her body to develop a sensitivity to it.
When I was in Africa, we were out and we were out in a rural area, And the way one village was able to subsist, they cashews. And so they had all these cashews, and I was, just, and they were like, oh, you want cashews? I had some cashews. Very shortly thereafter, there were things didn't go well for me for quite some time. I brought a nice little parasite home.